Our relatives couldn't join us as they're stuck in a snowstorm out in Round Valley, but they recorded a short song for us, for the girls' song for us this morning. Chimisanwi from the Loni Bay Territories, Sai, Morning Star Gali, via ours, dialing in to call in our grandmothers, yAyA Maria Villarreal, Mary Virginia Johnson, great-grandmothers, Isabel Taylor, Pluma Rowe Johnson, Severina Garcia Gonzalez, Catalina Ramos, great-great-grandmothers, Severina Garza, Aparicia Valdares, Martha Johnson, Catalina Ramos, Polana Mision, Ellen Rolo, Rufogio Holman, Michaela Franco, second great-grandmothers, Maria Josefa Matilde Andusola Montoya, Maria Feliciana Montoya Josefa Rodriguez, Barbara Montoya Sinclair. Isiwa Odisia Kiwali Chi'i Sintamaki Itu U Wili Wa'i Wilo U Wachu I Wilo U Wapu I Wilo Sokjo Udachi Ro Ilik Atige Itu U Wamui Wilo Wako I Wilo Jimro Ilik Atige Itu U Wamu I Wilo U Wachu I Willow, Ellen Rolo, Ilikatage, Itu, We, I Willow, Wachu, I Willow, Pluma Rowe Johnson, Ilikatage, Itu, U, Wai, Willow, U Aqua, U Willow, Jack Johnson, Ilikatage, Itu, U, Wamu, I Willow, Mary Virginia Johnson, Ilikatage, Itu, Wapu, I Willow, Isidro Ramos Gali, Ilikatage, Itu, U, Wai, I Willow, Isidro Ramos Gali Jr., Ilikatage, Ma Itu, Tati, I Catherine Irene Chavarria Jackson, Ilikatage, Tui, Itu, Chasti, Ilikatage, Chalissa Dohai, Sofdo Dachi, Denachuli Dosi, Uchimat, Ma'anuwalila, Mahali, Iwamik Dawila, Chesui, Tanak Machi, Atwa, Isiwa, Odisi, Manam Sanam Machi, Mancha, Ka Itu, Chilik, Udini, Maktachi, Sai, Ilikatage, Chi'i, Ma'ajimawi is Chi'i, Sasulai. I'm going to tell you who I am in my language. My father's mother's father's father is Silfdo Dachiro. My father's mother's father is Jim Rowe. And my father's mother's mother is Ellen Rolo. My father's mother's mother is Pluma Rowe Johnson. And my father's mother's father is Jack Johnson. My father's mother is Mary Virginia Johnson. And my father's father is Isidro Ramos Gali. My father is Isidro Ramos Gali Jr. And my mother is Catherine Irene Chavarria, now Jackson. My children are Talissa Dohai, Sofdo Dachi, Denachuli Dosi Uchimat, Anuwalila, and Ha'ali Iwamik Dawila, Teal Feather, Moonlight Fawn, Little Hummingbird, and Elderberry Autumn Moon. I do not speak Pit River, but I am learning so that my children will know themselves. I moved back home to work for my people and to serve my people and help all my relations. My name is Saeed, born in Star Gali. I am Ajumawi Band of Pit River. I am happy, and that is how we translate thank you. Saeed. Amancha, Adwam, Yama Litwini, Ka Saeed, Lululi, Winchul, Ochiki, Winchul, Uchiki, Ka Saeed, Lululi, Yawa, Pakchiwi, Ka Amal, Adwam, Wintanachiwi, Ka Saeed, Lululi, Yana, Pakchichiwi, little flowers ever blooming, the bright jeweled ball rolled over the mountain. They threw the bright jeweled ball back and forth, rainbows surrounded the flowery valley. They threw the bright jeweled ball back and forth over the ridge.
Before we can talk about sociology, power, inequality, we must acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the traditional unceded territory of the Ramaytush Ohlone peoples that are still here, present and stewarding, caretaking of this land and these sacred waters.
We acknowledge that the institutions within the city and county of San Francisco continue to enact exclusions and erasures of California's indigenous peoples. This acknowledgement demonstrates a commitment to beginning the process of working to dismantle ongoing legacies of settler colonialism and to recognize the hundreds of indigenous nations who continue to resist, live, and uphold their sacred relations across their lands. We also pay respect to indigenous elders, past, present, and future, and to those who have stewarded this land throughout the generations. We acknowledge that we are on the unceded ancestral homeland known as Yelamu, homeland of the Ramaytush Ohlone relatives, who are the original inhabitants of Yelamu, also known as the Ohlone Bay, As the indigenous stewards of this land, and in accordance with their traditions, the Ohlone peoples have never ceded, lost, nor forgotten their responsibilities as caretakers of this place, as well as for all peoples who reside in their traditional territory.
As guests, we recognize that we benefit from living and working on their traditional homeland. We wish to pay our respects by acknowledging the ancestors and relatives of Ohlone communities and by affirming their sovereign rights as First Peoples.
This is not just an acknowledgement of the land. We acknowledge all of you, freedom fighters, peace warriors, formerly incarcerated relatives, system-impacted youth that have survived and navigated through the most violent and harmful systems that continue to attack our spirits, attack our bodies and our families, that continue to attack our communities, even those most invisible, our Two-Spirit, our Afro-Indigenous siblings. We acknowledge our shared historical experiences of mass removal and resource extraction from our homelands, from this mass incarceration and various forms of enslavement. We are here to acknowledge the beauty and the opportunity to heal from these systems of harm, to heal our communities, and to heal ourselves. For our future generations, where we envision a world without prisons and policing, together we acknowledge Ramaytush Ohlone peoples that are still fighting for protection of their sacred lands, such as Yelamu. We acknowledge the history of missionization, as in Mission Dolores, the first institutions of incarceration and enslavement for California Native peoples. We take a moment of silence for all the grandmothers' names that were stripped and silenced, that endured to overcome, now standing in their power and freedom. Sasuai, thank you.
Our offering today is one that includes you. This fight, this lucha cannot continue on our backs alone. We invite you to any part of this ofrenda. This is a work in progress. This is about one part of the 7. We need you to finish it, not alone, but together with us. So take this in, receive it in a way from our heart to yours. Receive it in a way that might remind you of what can also be put to a place and a time, and the voice and the body and the dance and the song and the prayer, where we can offer this around a tree, where we can offer this in front of the ocean, where we can offer this in a roundhouse, where we can offer this with our relatives, incarcerated relatives in the street, right, from the windows, so that they can see us and hear us and feel us. It just so happens that we get to share this for the first time in a teatro, in a space like so. And we are grateful, Kat, for your accomplice power, for your ally power, for all that you do to carry swiftly forward. And so I invite you to take note, to take heart. We'll pass something out for you to talk back to us. If you don't want to articulate it with your palabra, if you do want to make it with your palabra, we will do so at the end. So receive this in a good way. That's the way we come today. Please, soul. Q1. Just names, please.
Jane Doe, Oakland, California, Bay Area, 1900, murdered. Jeanette Camahil, Santa Rosa, California, Bay Area, 1972, murdered. Linda Miller, Star Gali, California, Bay Area, 1973, missing. Tara Cosi, San Pablo, California, Bay Area, 1979, missing. Jane Doe, Vacaville, California, Bay Area, 1991, murder. Lucinda Gray, Richmond, Bay Area, 59, 1997, murder. Anna charge on him, San Francisco.
Stages, please.
Red-handed, legs, family, and tribe disbanded. Sister, what news are you going with? What storm could I gather to bring you back from dark matter and make you stay? But there's denial and bargaining, understood, so much hell to pay. But grief doesn't hold me like my mother does. Is there a difference between lost and listening? Is there a peace between hopeless and wishing? This feels like a story with 1,000 faces. It reaches back in time into the first wars and the first races. This mercenary state where woman is a resource, is a commodity, is a casualty. I tried to write about hope, but it came out as help. Like search and rescue follows distress. Like if one can be found, it erases the ache, the questions, the mess. Like fuck all the pessimistic statistics and the wounds of colonial capitalist heuristics. Because I know even then, woman fought back. She, they, we gathered, and the gods trembled. Even God remembers how the body of a woman could dissemble the world. Like even when they took our shields and our swords, housewives sharpened steak knives. Sisterhood is courage, is defiance, is a wall that throws back the attack.
Yo tengo un voice. I come from an evolving path of extraordinary nations. They cultivated our lands together from the migrant trail to blood on the streets. They have fought for our identity from our native tongue, rituals, ceremony, and spirituality to daily freedom. Their pervasiveness has resurrected my existence. My Mexica cultura is a collection of renowned historical landmarks. I am an exhibit of time. Meso-Indigenous, Chichimeca, Tolmeca, Tolteca, Coahuilteca, Mexica, Mexicana, Americana, Pocha, Chicana, Two-Spirit, Indigiqueer Queen. Pero primero soy mujer. Antes I was la prieta, la india, la negra, la marimacha, nalgona, hocicona, cabrona. Yeah. Y luego después, y ahora siempre soy madre. Madre de ya sola, amargo. Te amo. From lesbiana to two-spirit, queer, y non-binary, y eso también. Woman, ma, bear, medicine, I have a voice. From my annual pilgrimages to California, from Texas, y Texas to Cali, from Califas to Mexico, y Califas to Cuba, y otra vez Califas to África. Estoy en Ghana con ganas de mis abuelas. From the migrant fields, restaurant kitchens, backyard hunting grounds, where they would come back with a venado, and abuela would watch me take that precious, precious skin, precious, precious inside, and we would have pulled together. Two fertile valleys birthing a chingona, brown dancer, storyteller, teatro maker, ritual retriever, ceremony keeper. Curse me or plead me, better yet, pray to me. Choose your name for my divinity, but I will not let you forget que soy mujer primero. I am a diosa, a bronze deity, stronger than the rocks beneath your feet, as mortal as La Frida and symbolic as Azucenas, una sensual lirio de Alcatraz, igniting in love and death. The seventh day of rest is the day you praise me. It's the day I work the hardest to proclaim my identity, where I shout beyond the echoes of my past because I am the present. Presente. Yo tengo voice. If you deny it, it will get louder, guiding you to hear it, dando fuerza to yours. Soy mujer, woman. My hymn carries the tone of our community. Gracias, me das sin pa, all my relations, a los antepasados, and for those that are coming. My breath exhales the existence of your tomorrow, and today I choose to give life to eternity. Soy mujer, I am chicana, huahuiteca, indigiqueer queen. Ahora dame las gracias. Thank me, for I have given you a reason to get off your knees. Rise before me, fight beside me, lead with pride. You give my voice, this voice. I am one mujer. You made me. That's it, amate. Your chicana, huahuiteca, indigiqueer queen. Thank you, so. Hey, sister. Remember that time you told me he was threatening you? Threatening to bury you? Jason swears he's gonna bury me. He was locked behind those iron bars. Of course you didn't take it seriously. And in my naiveness, I didn't either. Not speaking to him anymore. We both knew that would only last for half a day. There's this 12-hour alarm. It feels like losing your breath, your feet, your wings. We're all guilty of giving into it. Once we've lost our sense of directions, without them, or so we're tricked to believe.
You were excited to attend the wellness retreat with me and our babies this coming weekend. We wanted to heal. We wanted to live a healthier life in these bodies, on our abundant land that we both fought for daily.
When the 23-year-old woman disappeared off the reservation, I reached out to you first. Oh yeah, I heard about that yesterday, you said. His sister left town to Oklahoma. She's probably not alive, you responded. So matter of fact. You prayed they would find her. Couldn't imagine what her family was going through. Hey sis, can you ask him? Can you ask his right-hand man? Can you ask his protector, your abuser, your killer, where she is? Can you please, her family, can her family have peace? Can her loved ones have closure? Every time her 74-year-old grandparents call for justice, I think of you. I'm heartbroken. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to both of you. I'm sorry I couldn't save neither of you, as I barely have enough energy to save myself. From the other side of the spirit world, she tells me the shame of abused women, hiding too much, keeping Indian stoic. Not my words, hers. She says these words in an ironic way. She says, time to talk to your sisters and brothers, talking all aloud about this. How to protect yourself without focusing on the abuser. We call for attention to the missing and murdered women and girls. But in reality, it's the missing brothers, fathers, and grandfathers to guide them. We call for the attention of missing and murdered women and girls. And in reality, it's the brothers missing, the fathers and grandfathers to guide them. And remember, you spent 6 months at the shelter in Bayview Hunters Point, secured you and the babies on the housing list. You were working full time, always hustling for that extra gig and extra shift, returning nightly to shelter. I tried offering you different options for housing and introducing you to my folks, but you were determined to tough it out. You needed that home. You got it. You fought so hard and you got that. And in the end, they used it all against you. Addicted by the age of 10. It didn't matter that you had 4 years sobriety. 1, 2, 3, 4 years sobriety. You were on public aid. To them, a statistic. A single mama on welfare. A single mama on Section 8. A single mama with a past addiction.
You were supposed to survive. We were supposed to survive.
1 year and 1 month later, we visited you in trauma ICU at San Francisco General. And for 3 days, you held on. 3 days, that's how long it took the CPS group home to be allowed to release your babies to see you. 3 days. We sang prayer songs. We prayed and we prayed and we prayed for a miracle, for you, for your babies, for us not to lose you. We love you, sister. We pray for you daily.
We will always remember you. The way you love, the way you smile, the way you always cared for us. Sister, sister, we will always remember. We will always remember you. Our dear sister, we will always remember you. We will always remember you.
I hiked with your babies on Mother's Day, crossing the Sacramento River, climbing hills and mountains, walking the train tracks to Mossbury Falls, holding as tightly to your baby girl's hand as I did to my own. We cleansed ourselves in the sacred waters. We bathed in the sun. We laughed and we played and we felt free. I wish so badly you were still here with us to share our laughter, to share our food, to share in our joy and our joy and our joy. He didn't bury you. He buried himself in his pain and his rage, in his heart and his own suffering. It's so fucking hard right now, but I'm gonna be all right. Some of your last words to me. We will continue to dance for you, to pray for you, to be there for your 6 babies, a new grandbaby and another on the way. Brothers, sisters, sons, daughters, we sing for you, we pray for you. Ah-hey, 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 ah-hey.
We will walk gently with your family and all our Dakwon, calling for justice, calling for safety, calling for change. Not another death in your name, not another stolen sister, not one more family left to grieve the unfathomable loss. We sing and we pray and we walk and we hold vigil and we dance and we cry.
We fight for you. Ah-hey, ah-hey, ah-hey. We sing and we pray and we walk and we hold vigil. We dance and we cry.
We sing and we pray and we walk and we hold vigil. We dance and we cry.
We sing and we pray and we walk and we hold vigil. We will dance and we cry.
We sing, we pray, and we walk, and we hold vigil, and we dance, and we pray.
We sing and we pray and we walk, we hold vigil, we dance and we will cry.
We sing and we pray, and we walk and we hold vigil, and we dance and we cry.
Brothers, sisters, sons, daughters, we remember you, we remember you. Ah-hey, 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 oh. Not one more stolen life, not one more stolen body, not one more, not one more.
Yours was one too many.
Too many. Hey, 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 hi, oh, hey, hey, hi,
Thank you so much. I am Phoenix rising. I am Phoenix rising. I am Phoenix rising. My silence has protected and killed me at once. You must understand. You must understand. You must understand. I have a mirrored knife at your throat to show you. You. No more winning on your part. No more killing, stealing, raping, taking. Why? Because evil perpetuates with every ignorant move you make. Everything this planet needs becomes almost obsolete with your thirst to kill. You need to care. You need to care. You need to care. You need to activate your own demise arrives when you exit your humanity. I am the rising phoenix. Your eyes are burning from my fire. Your heart is warming up. You are afraid to see that which you tried to kill alive. The horror of your failure ignites rage. My rage burns brighter and far more dangerous. Because behind it is every ancestor all the way back to the beginning of time. I am the rising phoenix. I am Phoenix rising. The science of my liberation is between me and Creator. You can smell my magic. I am smoking as I rise. You came for my child. You came for me. Our bodies are holy husks wrapped tightly around luminous souls, here to ignite, to shift, to enlighten, love all around. Sacred symbols shine their light in the dark to point the way. I will always be victorious. Time is the greatest gift. Time filled with love. Love is the nectar of the earth, filling your bones. Feeling free from within. Being free from within. Within this connection to source which can't be seen but is there. Can you dare to love before the evidence appears? Can you dare to gently hold me in your palm? Pain is healing in action. The truth outshines it all. Wild, free, informed by prayer, daring to live for what matters. I read the cosmic scrolls to dictate the day. Our healing is our magic. It's my job to stand on this mark of time and shine. It's my job to protect, to nurture, to heal, and learn the lessons, to advance humanity. You will not stop or steal this legacy. You will not choke me dead or shackle me while alive any longer. That right there is what feels like death to you, your inability to keep me under. I am the phoenix rising. I am a tavern of secrets you will never uncover. I've cried myself clean. Nothing can wash away your dirty. I've opened the book I have been searching for. It's got more in it than I could ever have imagined. Confirmation of my curiosity. I am the phoenix rising. I am recovering. I am recovering my soul. It is a slow process. Once you've died while alive, piece by piece, I find myself on the floor, gathering evidence of my existence, my heart, my breath, my fury, my will, my peace, my joy, my respeto. There is no song written that speaks to how I feel. Nothing to push play on. No song expressing neither my demise or my rise. I am writing that song now. My healing is hardly tattooed in someone else's DNA, or it's his salvation too. I'm bent toward the sun and no longer bleeding out. I am rising in a glorious blaze of celestial light. Mostly I'm doing it for all of us. Someone else is doing it somewhere else for all of us too. You never thought I would live to tell the story of how you tried to kill me. Heaven is here. Heaven is now. I am the phoenix rising. Angels, ancestors, prophets walk amongst this darkness, breathing fire, protecting, guiding, fueling, imbuing, flying, all that you can't see but is there. This is a war you declared, and we are forced to fight. We are the land, the fire, the might, the secrets, the medicine, the earth. We are. You can't live without us. Yet, you want to see us dead. You need to understand. On the mark of time before you killed me, lies. A sacred seed that can never be touched. You know what? I'm fucking alive again! Boo! Orange blossoms burst out of my heart like a Florida license plate. Puts me on the mark of time, reclaiming wild and free. I am Phoenix rising. I died while alive. You took my life, and I got it back. There is no measure of evil that can ever steal my light. My ability to survive your war doesn't release you from karma. You can't give me back my life because you can't take it. You are powerless to my prowess, weak against the laws of the universe, the sacred breath, and the land. You need to understand the righteous climb of truth, the cascading waters of life and love and nectar, feeding, fueling, pure consciousness, splashing cold on my soul to wake me up and purify as I rise. A glorious blaze of fuego, shine, shine like diamonds and gleam and wonder. Abalone, turquoise, sage and sweetgrass, alchemy emergent, dust, electricity, signs. My birth is my weapon. You shall not prosper. You need to understand. You need to understand. You need to understand. I am Phoenix rising. We are Phoenix rising. Things on our names.
Giselle Murdoch, San Francisco, California, Bay Area, 33, 2017. Missing. Christina Butler, Oakland, California, Bay Area, 60, 2018. Missing. Kiana Smith, San Mateo, California, Bay Area, 16, 2018. Jessica Ann,
Here we come to pray. All the pain goes away. yAyA hey. Take a moment of silence. Take a moment of silence for all the grandmothers' names that were stripped and silenced, that endured to overcome, now standing in their power and freedom. As we sat silent no more for the grandmothers that were not allowed to speak, tongues cut out of their mouths, babies cut from their wombs, bystanders in our own bodies, not allowed to decide, not allowed body autonomy, not allowed any choice, bystanders outside of our bodies, allowing the desecration of our body, our temple, our rivers, our homes, so that our children would see another day. Can we take a moment of silence for our foster youth? Gina Roadrunner, not her real name. Parents died on the hill of addiction and pain. Too much to bear witness as they injected numbness and poison into their veins. 5-year-old baby girl, more physical and sexual abuse in her childhood than any sacred being should ever be subjected to. Take a moment of silence for our Gina, who was abandoned by the Indian child welfare system, fell through the foster homes, by juvenile detention, predators using her enrollment number as prey to cover their costs, constantly treating her like she is a burden in their home and for her to exist at all. I took a moment of silence and a deep breath as I reached out to her Auntie B. Your niece is here with me, your sister's daughter. Auntie B, a community pillar, haunted by decades of family violence, puts on the false mask of rejection. Don't talk to me about her. I don't agree with her lifestyle. Don't talk to me about her. I don't agree with her choices. Her words cold and cut as deep as a boarding school matron. Her choices: to feed an empty stomach, to clothe a naked back, to place corrective glasses on eyes that have blocked out the hatred she feels, and doesn't always see. This same auntie will carry an MMIW sign for Yolanda at the Women's March, do her part as a good community pillar. She cares so much for Indian girls, just not the ones in her own family. Auntie, I begged her, your niece is out on the blade, surviving the only way that she knows how, the only way these streets have taught her when no one else was around, no one else took her in after her parents flatlined. Who else looked after her and kept her warm and fed? Auntie, how can you reject your own family? Is this what it has come to? She's not the perfect Indian girl. She's not your mascot, to be on display, to be devoured by starving monsters. Take a moment of silence as I hold back my tears. Keep her comfortable in my home. Feed her, clothe her. Try not to feel inconvenienced by her constant need for validation. Consistently meeting the needs of a young person that just needs to feel loved. A proud California Indian girl. You are not descended from warriors. You are a warrior. You are not carrying generations of trauma. You are a walking miracle with the roots and the strength of 1,000 oak trees rooted in Oakland. Gina Roadrunner, say her name. She's not missing yet, but you can find her poster considered a runaway. She's a runner, they say. Every day, I take a moment of silence to prepare myself to ask how she's doing. In my own selfishness of not wanting to lose one more, not being able to take one more loss, I worry about her future. Does she see one for herself when all she is able to do in this moment is survive? 405 prayer ties for her auntie. For her auntie, for her rejection, for her healing, for the fear of how much she sees Gina in herself. Auntie B, how do you carry a sign for the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls? How do you call for justice for Yolanda and not for your own blood? That girl that you want answers for was taken at gunpoint, gun held to her temple, never to be seen or heard from again. The only difference is your niece, our niece, faces this violence daily, tells stories of surviving the threats, tells stories of being able to make it through another day. As long as she keeps her boyfriend happy with the dollars coming in. Take a moment of silence for all of the babies that don't fit the perfect victim, that don't fit the perfect image, that dispute what a good Indian girl should look like and act like. She has survived 18 years of caring for herself, of raising herself, of surviving in the streets. What more did our grandmothers want for us? More than a moment of silence. To lowpointthrough.com, all our relations.
Hey, 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 yah-hee-oh-ho, yah-hee-oh-ho, hey, hey, yah-hee-oh, yah-hee-oh-ho, hey, hey, yah-hee-oh, hey, yah-hee-oh-ho, yah-hee-oh, hey, hey, yah-hee-oh, yah-hee-oh, hey, hey, yah-hee-oh.
These are the names of those here that we are fighting to protect.
So can you please go back to water visuals? Morning Star offers these names. Thank you. So.
Missing and murdered Indigenous peoples. Veronica Solis, 61-year-old Yaqui Two-Spirit relative here in Yelamu, was murdered on January 7, 2019, while intervening to protect a sister. While trying to shield her from an abuser, Veronica was killed after witnessing him assault his girlfriend. A woman who witnessed a man beating a woman on a sidewalk in San Francisco was fatally stabbed by the suspect after she started recording him on her cell phone. The San Francisco Chronicle reported 61-year-old Veronica Solis had walked outside her building when she saw the attack. She was stabbed in the head and did not recover. Dewey Dink Magarva from the Pit River Tribe. The mysterious disappearance of a 36-year-old Modoc County man has his family fearing the worst. Dewey Dink Magarva, who has long lived in the tiny community of Likely, has been missing since March. His pickup was found in a ditch off County Road 1 and was stuck in a snowdrift near Lake City. 3 years later, his brother Milton Yogi Magarva, tribal council member for Hamawi Band, two-spirit relative, on the morning of March 9th, 2020, in the unincorporated town of Likely, Modoc County sheriffs were dispatched for a possible stabbing. They found Milton Patrick Magarva dead, murdered by his white partner. Yogi's killer has pled not guilty and is just now facing a preliminary hearing on the 3-year anniversary of his death. Nick Patterson. Nick Patterson, a member of the Adwamsini Band of the Pit River Tribe, was 26 years old when he was last seen in the Hat Creek area of Shasta County on January 5th, 2020. At 6 a.m., he left his grandmother's home in Lookout Rancheria and has not been seen or heard from since. Since then, his family says, despite an investigation by the Shasta County Sheriff's Office and a private investigator hired by the family, there have been no answers. Jessica Elva, 35-year-old mother of 6, on April 2nd, 2019, paramedics responded to an apparent hanging at her home here in San Francisco. She was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries and died 3 days later. There have been no charges in her death. Nicole Smith, November 19th, 2017, 32-year-old Nicole Smith and her family slept. At approximately 4 a.m., gunfire rang out and bullets pierced the walls of their home. Her family is still seeking answers, and there has been no one found responsible for her death. Khadijah Britton, 23, from Round Valley Indian Tribes. She was last seen at a residence in Covelo, California on Friday, February 8, 2018, while being forced into a car at gunpoint by her ex-boyfriend. Her remains have still not been found, and no one has been charged in her murder.
Sister, sister, we will always remember you. Sister, sister, we will always remember you. We will always remember you. Sister, sister, we will always remember you. We will always remember you. The way you laugh, the way you smile, the way you always care for us. Sister, sister, we will always remember. We will always remember you. Sister, sister, we will always remember you. We will always remember you. Our dear Papa, we will always remember you. Brother, brother, we will always remember you. We will always remember you. Our dear brother, we will always remember you. We will always remember you.
Thank you all so much. Can we have a sister to dance and close the circle? We're going to offer one more prayer dance from our sister, and then we're here to have a conversation with who is able to stay with us. Amaru. So if we can can you say hello, please, so we can say the thank yous? I asked my son to join us today to help us with everything tech. That's all, Amaru. You want to offer the palabra first? It is with the deepest corazon to be here with all of you, to bring this little girl's dream of sharing a dance here in this wonderful space for all of us to move in unison with. It's been a dream of mine to teach in a way that is exactly what we're doing here today. And it's been happening as I've grown up into my 50s, but never has it been this magical and this powerful and I feel like I was at the bottom of the ocean and came all the way to the sky in this process and journey. This is part 1 of 7. Again, we'd like to create something in an open space, sacred space, and with more ceremony around it, and with more time around it, and without walls. But thank you for sharing this experience with us in this process. I'm gonna leave it, I'm like 2 hours asleep, so I'm not even gonna try and say one single name, but it's just really important to honor Kat for bringing our dear morning Star Gali to the place where you run your program, and investigates teatro, or I'm sorry, I'm saying it, 3 investigates.
Do you mind if I just read it?
Please.
Go for it.
First of all,
This is our producer.
one more time. My name is Kat Porras. I'm the program director for 3 Girls Theater Investigates, which this is a project of.
Thank you.
What 3 Girls Theater Investigates does is empowers women of color to use investigative techniques to explore our struggles and our resistance and our resilience and our rebelliousness and our fire, and tell our stories on our terms, not dictated to us by folks that are disconnected and who often tell us how to tell our stories. And in addition to being an artist, I'm an organizer and an activist, and it is part of my commitment in the walk for Black liberation to be an accomplishment for Indigenous liberation, because the only way we're ever going to get free is through Black red solidarity. I've known Morningstar for quite some time since I touched down, and it's just, I'm so glad that we're able to do this. And it's a process. The whole 3 Girls Theater Investigates is a process. They're really, I don't know that they ever get finished. I've been working on my piece since 2019. And so please continue to support this. We will continue to support this, and it was so beautiful. Thank you.
Just want to say thank you. I'm deeply grateful to Kat Brooks, to Three Girls Theater. Kat had the opportunity to have the first cohort and chose us and as the Indigenous cohort to be the first one. So we started back in June, so we're just very grateful for this opportunity and for utilizing her platform to provide space for us to be in community and in relationship with one another. I know many of you drove from a few hours away to be here with us. There were relatives that got stuck in the snow and really heavy rains that weren't able to be here with us in person, but that was the offering from Auntie Edwina, the girl song that she sang this morning as she was snowed in Como. So much gratitude to yAyA for helping me through this process. Just like 2 days ago that I was sharing about the show to Sappy, to Sapphire, and was like, you can totally come in. Really grateful to Sappy. Thank you to our good sister Rachel for writing it down. And just thank you to all of you for being here and and witnessing and taking part in this prayer with all of us. I'm just really grateful. It's been a very difficult year personally, and so yes, this is just our first offering, and we will continue to seed and water and nurture it in this way. So, Sasulai, thank you.
Thank you, Morning Star. Please thank Alejandra and Gemma is in Oakland, and Alejandra is in Sacramento too. And both in Sacramento. Okay, sorry that you. And thank you, Weaving Spirits. I think they just walked out the door. Thank you, Javier. Daniel, thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel, so very much for coming through, and your comrades prior to you, Column, and I think it was Zach. Thank you for receiving us. And thank you to the altaristas. I haven't even met you yet, but I saw the gorgeous work that you put together with the artwork. Artwork of Chucho Perez of DF that's been in the mission for over 30 years. I met him when I was still performing a lot of my Afro-Cuban work. So these works are available to help us raise consciousness and awareness and monies. There's some outside and some here. Thank you, Jessie Bliss, for your palabra. Thank you, B. So Jessie Bliss is in Los Angeles with Roots and Wings. And we have, thank you, and B. Hernandez out of, we introduced a new writer to the stage that was from San Antonio, B. Hernandez, Beatrice, oh my gosh, Bianca Hernandez, they want to be known as B, sorry. And who else? Oh, Sara Garcia Rafael allowed me to co-write also on that other piece, Queen. So thank you so very much, everybody.
And we have additional scarves. If we didn't get one of our scarves, we'll put more out here on the stage. So there's plenty for everyone. So please grab. And I'm going to give a quick plug for our organization, yes. If that's okay, yes. Through Indigenous Justice. So through Indigenous Justice, we are building a powerful movement of system-involved Native peoples inside and outside institutions working to end the centuries-long imprisonment of our people, ancestors, relatives, and land. We are working to end the incarceration of living Native peoples in jails, prisons, and group homes across the state, to end the incarceration of our salmon relatives impacted by dams on our rivers, to end the incarceration of our ancestor skeletons locked away in basements of universities. We are doing this through developing powerful Indigenous leaders and communities and organizing with them to transform the system, structures, and stories that keep us all imprisoned, both physically and spiritually. Over the past couple of years, we've made concrete progress towards our goal of liberating, defending, and decolonizing our food systems, ancestors, and current living relatives. Through our umbilical cords, we are connected to the salmon nation. As we are interconnected through this reciprocal relationship, we could not survive unless all are in balance. As is our water for salmon, alis is salmon, is person, isiwa, all that is sacred from the beginning of time. Alu is our umbilical cord, aluwit is our cord place, aluwi, our salmon. We commit to healing and transformation fully and unilaterally. For more information, please visit indigenousjustice.org. So thank you to all of you.
Thank you so much.